Hi, this is Iain Thomson from v3.co.uk. I'm coming to you live from our San Francisco offices, and as you've been aware, if you've been on the planet for the last week, the iPad has launched. Now, we can't as yet get a review unit out of Apple, but luckily, a friend of mine got hers on Saturday. So, what's your initial take on it? You've had it for a week now.
It is just what I wanted. It is not an iPhone. It is not a notebook. I've got both of those. Mm-hmm. It is going to be a fabulous travel device when you're going someplace and you just want to, surf the web, make a dinner reservation, get your email, watch some movies, listen to some music, but you don't want to lug around a 7-pound computer.
Yeah, okay. I mean, have you used it for business at all, or is it mainly a leisure activity device?
Right now, it's mostly leisure, but my husband has one, and he's using it to take all his notes at work and meetings and everything. He just sits on his lap and types everything out so it's his note-taking device now.
Okay, right. So, yes, a two-iPod family then.
Yes,
iPad family then, yes. Yes, it's we've been seeing some stuff on the wires about sort of families who've got just the one, an awful lot of fights going on. Okay, right, so let's have a look at what it can do. Okay. Right, so the basic interface looks very much like an iPhone in a lot of respects. I can see a fair few familiar icons.
It is. If you've used it, you can easily understand how everything works. The touch, you go screen to screen like this. Mm-hmm. Your apps are all here at your fingertip. You can rearrange them by category. I have sort of my news page and my things I use the most.
Okay.
And then I have entertainment, games, and fun things like that.
Okay.
Lots of travel apps, tracking flights, maps, Singapore, London, places I go a lot. Those kinds of things. You can put, as you see, a ton of things on there.
You have the Zippo lighter app. I have that as well. It's so ridiculous, but so much fun. Although the idea of flipping an iPad would be...
Yes, it won't work quite as well in here, but yes.
So yeah, I mean, in terms then of some of the major things, the iPad is being touted as an ebook reader par excellence. I mean, in terms of what you're using it for, how do you rate it? Okay. So
I also have a Kindle.
Okay.
And I haven't read on this yet as much as I have on the Kindle. Mm-hmm. But for instance, when they start coming out with more books like this is the first book that's shipped with the application.
So it renders it as though the page is actually...
As though it's a live page, and you can, you're doing...
It's a pity you can't fold the corners over, though anyone who does that should be shot, but yes. Okay.
But if you don't want to, you can just tap it, and then that goes to I haven't got that quite, there's a spot in the corner where it will just...
Okay.
If you tap, on the edge, right on the edge, if you tap on the edge of the pages, it'll just flip.
But the rest of the time, you can just do that. That really is rather smart.
And I haven't gotten it, but there's a really impressive book on the elements of the periodic table. And it is completely interactive. And, you can manipulate the atoms in the pictures. And so it is a scientific application, but it is this encyclopedia about the elements.
Okay, because they're targeting the student market very heavily with this. So,
and as more things like this come out, I can see where I would want to get, this, if I had kids for something like this. There are a bunch of children's books already out, with illustrations and everything. There is also a great video on the web of a 2.5-year-old girl using and she's like, "Where's the camera, Daddy?"
Well, that is the one thing that this doesn't have. Is the lack of a camera a problem, do you think?
I can see if you were using it in a business thing and you really did want to use Skype or something like that. However, I am told that underneath there is in the mold is the place for the camera. It's just not in this first edition. So there will be a camera. And I believe it is actually a front forwarding camera.
Which would make things like Skype very easy.
Right.
Now, in terms of movies, which is the other, everyone seems to be using this in bed. Indeed, the billboards they've got by the freeway are of somebody using the iPad in bed. Is it good for watching movies?
It is going to be the best in-bed media device ever made.
Choosing your words very carefully then, right?
No, we have both, before we go to bed, we're just like, oh, let's check this, look at that. And we'll both be sitting there, and it's not too heavy to hold or propped up on the covers or your knee or something. Mm-hmm. And you're sitting there, and it's like, oh, did you know about blah, blah? And did you see? Or if you want to watch a video, for instance, I have a selection of...
you've got Firefly on there. Fantastic.
Got Firefly. I've got Lord of the Rings. I've got the new Star Trek. Let's look at that.
Including the British man with the red jumpsuit. Saw that and laughed out loud.
You can select it by chapter, whatever you want to go to.
Okay, that's very good screen quality.
Yes.
And you can go full screen, or
you can do pan and scan. Yes, so you can. So as if you were looking on television, it pops the edges off. But yes, you can.
Okay.
And then you can just go back. But for something as lovely and widescreen as this, you want to.
Yes, indeed. Good quality sound from what I can hear. You've got speakers on this
speakers
side.
on this side, and it actually uses the back as a speaker. It resonates out the back, and so even if you cover this up,
you still get
decent sound.
Okay. And so, actually, does it come with the white earbuds, or?
No, it does not. All it comes with is the little wall wart and a connector.
Okay.
And so when you open up, the first thing it tells you need to do is connect to iTunes.
Yep.
And then it does all of your setup. I have a me.com account, and it completely seamlessly put, my entire calendar,
got it.
all of my contacts,
Okay.
were just all completely put in.
Fantastic.
And I didn't have to do, so that was the most seamless data transfer that, I've ever done between media devices like this.
Okay, now the killer question, we've got the 3G version coming out in a month. Are you going to be getting one of those as well for on the move, or?
Most of the time, since I have an iPhone, I think that will suffice for the times when I don't have a wireless connection. I actually have already planned pretty much that I had to get this version, but I will be buying whatever V3 of this is.
Okay.
So,
that sounds like a good upgrade path. Yeah.
I actually waited on the iPhone, and I got the iPhone that I'm very happy with. And having now seen what the phone OS is going to be doing this summer and fall, the fall is when the new version for the iPad will be released. It looks fabulous, and it's getting rid of everybody's objections that it doesn't multitask. It's giving you folders and more gaming, and all this stuff. It's just really, really pretty impressive.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.